Hi everyone, and welcome to Happy Trails Hiking. Today, Matt and I are gonna check out Meadows National Wildlife Refuge.
We just went into the visitor center, and we've got some information on what to do. So the two big highlights are Crystal Spring and Devil's Hole. Stay with us.
It is a winter fall-ish day here, and we are going to hike to Crystal Spring. It's a almost a mile loop. To protect the area, please stay on the boardwalks. Leave no trace here means using the boardwalks that are offered. So I told you it was fall here, and we are at the end of November. Fall comes really late in the desert, but this is called Ash Meadow because there are ash trees, and they turn gold in the fall. Ash Meadows National Wildlife Refuge was established June 18th of 1984. Crystal Spring is a highlight of the area. It is one of 7 major springs on the refuge. So we are looking for these Ash Meadow Amargosa pupfish, as well as like the crayfish or crawfish. Anything else we can find here at Crystal Spring. Yeah, there's two.
They just blend into the sand and you don't hardly see them.
Yeah, it's so difficult. But they're the ones swimming to the left. Wow. Once we had spotted one pupfish, we spent a good number of minutes looking into the water. And looking into the water. And just staring into the water. And finally... Okay, do you see him? That's a pupfish right there. I found one. I'm gonna back out so that you can see how little they are. See? Little. This is a red swamp crayfish. It is not an endemic species. As a matter of fact, it's an invasive species. It competes with and feeds on the native dace and the pupfish. Since Devil's Hole is part of Death Valley National Park, we had heard of the Devil's Hole pupfish and decided that we wanted to go looking for it. So we drove north, up towards Devil's Hole. At Devil's Hole, and it is part of Death Valley National Park. Very windy. But basically we're gonna go and see a hole in the ground filled with water. And it's over there in that mountain. So they've had to put this gate around everything, so you can't get to it because of stupid people. .92 Fahrenheit water. They were telling us about this at the visitor center, that it's part of an aquifer and that it's a large cave system that's 500 feet deep at least, and anytime there's an earthquake they can have a tsunami effect up here in the aquifer in Devil's Hole. So there it is. There was no way we were going to see any pupfish from that far away. But we did take some neat pictures of the earthquake and seismometer equipment. Well, Matt, we've finished our trip here to Meadows National Wildlife Refuge. What'd you think?
Well, so we've done exactly 2 stops. The first was the visitor center and the spring behind it. That was definitely worth doing. We walked on the boardwalk. We finally got to see pupfish live and in person. They are little bitty fish.
And hopefully you got to see them in the video as well. So
that stop was definitely worth doing.
Very fun.
We're actually at Devil's Hole right now, which is essentially a hole in the ground, as the name would imply.
With water in it.
Yeah, so it's interesting from a scientific perspective, but it's not necessarily all that scenic. So if you're here and you've got the time to stop in, you should, but it's not necessarily all that. From a wildlife perspective or natural beauty perspective, it's not that unusual. It's just very interesting in that it's an underground water system and you can sort of see the top. Now, there are pupfish here, but you can't see them because you're too far away, at least in these lighting conditions on this day. So there you go. Your mileage may vary, but we recommend them both.
Yep. Till next time, this is Kay and Matt from Happy Trails Hiking. Thanks for watching.